oh, hello, hello, hello. I guess it's working. For me. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Ah, 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 ah. Hey, ah. Welcome. I saw the thing from Hayden. Why I'm not great. I hope we have a fun stream today. Not sure how it gonna go. Not sure if it will work. But we'll find something together, you know. That's right. The first day I am able to get from the underworld, like out of it, so that I can go ahead and exist on the outside. How would it be nice? I to be munching. Cookies are good. Cookies are love. Nom nom. Listen. There's a thing that I've been wanting to do for a while. He was trying to get out of the underworld. It's like, imagine having all your days counted as a mere soul in there. You'll have to get out at some point. But no, Hades is just like, no, I'm not gonna let you out. 'Cause then you'll see how the stuff is. You don't want none. And I'm like, I don't care. I would like to go out and see the human world at least once. So humans have proven to be quiet. No, I'm not great. Hi, welcome you, thing, human. I am not Greg. I don't know who you're talking about. Oh, welcome to the space where I exist. Not sure where you are, but I exist here. And I am not Greg. Even you shall tell me how's your day going. How does human live in this world? Not mine, yours, I mean. How do you live here? How do you live like that? Your secret is safe for me not. I am not Greg. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who this Greg you're talking about is. I definitely have no clue. Don't I look incredible? Just look at me. I am your host today. I stole it is stream. I just hope they don't come around, because if they do, I am screwed. I am knackered. What the heck is knackered, human? You shall answer to the Greg. Sorry, to the not Greg. You shall answer to the not Greg. I am not Greg. Don't laugh at me, human. Don't laugh at me. You will. I will make you feel my wrath somehow. Don't you dare tamper with the not Greg. Don't you look? I have the finest mustache of all time. Do you know how evil people with mustaches are? I wouldn't dare. You better not, human. You better not. You there? I'll think of something. I'll think of something. But if you dare, I swear, human. I swear you'll pay the consequences here. And there will not be any good consequences for you. I don't understand how you'll work with this OBS kind of people thing. It's terrible. It's horrible. So you like them? You like human? Can you like my amazing shoe? My amazing bow tie. All of them are very fetching. What do you mean? They're pretty amazing the way they are. I don't know what you're talking about. I blink like any other soul will blink. Look, I blink pretty normal. I don't know what you're talking about. That is how we blink down here. Could you imagine blinking in any other way that is not like this? No. That's illegal. This is the only true way of blinking. You blink any other way. You're blinking incorrectly. No, I'm mistaken for a curtain. Yeah, amazing. Because I am not Rang. And if you're asking, yeah, that's my name. I'm not Rang. Could you imagine being just named Greg? How awful will that be? We cannot let that happen to anyone. We cannot let that happen to anyone. Right? There's no one just named Greg here. Because if there is, I will need to look him up. Or her. Whatever they might be. If they are... If a Greg exists, we need to take the guy. We need to take the guy out, if that's the case. Just a Greg cannot exist. Yeah, the visual character, you know. They could not possibly have taken this room away from the Lord of the Underworld if that was the case. That will completely break the balance of this world if someone just named Dragon took over the stream. We cannot have that going on here. If that happens, I think all the equilibrium as we know it today will just hang. Also, I found quite interesting, how do we outgrow limbs? Like, just look at my tail, that's all I have. I don't have hands. How in the world do you grow arms and legs? I know this is a secret. I know it. Give me your secret. It feels. I don't know how it feels, but I want limbs. I want hands. I want legs. I want to be able to do the walkies. I don't remember. Alban. Oh. So you my chance? Why any chance? Do you have someone who just grew them recently that might know how to make them grow? That's really important here. I want limbs. I want hands. And the Lord just refuses to give them to me. I'll be a menace if I had hands. You believe me if I told you that I have a lot of lore and that I can snitch on the Lord of the Underworld. Hope they're sleeping. We tried asking a baby, but I think they're mostly talking. Then that's useless. If they don't talk, how should I get the secret? Learning the secret is pretty important. They don't talk. I cannot get the secret from the thing. But you know. But maybe, just maybe, I can read on the Lord of the Underworld. Because, oh boy, there is a lot of lore that they just have it like hiding it. So, however, you have to ask me to which them. I don't think I can give out all the lore. Such a short amount of time. If I was in the underworld, and yeah, but since I am here, kinda have limited time, I could rat them out. I could give you all the lore. Or it might be traumatizing. It might be too much information for a mere human. Are you prepared? Are you prepared for me to rat out the Lord? We will suffer the consequences later if they find out. I just hope they don't find out. They shouldn't, run. Well, I think we're in a pretty safe space. They should not. They should not. Learn about it. Maybe. You already have me pegged. What the heck is a blood moon enjoyer? Should I be concerned? That a thing? That a thing I should worry about? But to go to lower than that. Is this neat magic thing? Tell me more, Hickman. Sounds pretty interesting. Tell me more about this blood moon thing. What type of magic is it? Is it like dark magic? Is it like light magic? I was not aware human had magics. That's pretty incredible. Is it maybe lightning magic? No. That'll be too cliche. It's a space magic. It has to be space magic. I know it has to be space magic. I am so good while guessing. Is it enough to win when you really want to make your opponent miserable? And unable to... Well, what type of magic is the question? Do you just like... kill them with that? You're just like these wolves of them. I am starting to get kind of worried of the Blood Moon enjoyers. It's made for crushing their spirits, mentally, not their souls. Moving on forward, I think I might have found a threat bigger than the Lord itself. I see why they like this place. They find really great allies. So please human explain how praying, in your own words, crushing their spirits mentally. They see it coming. Please elaborate further. Uh, this will explain the plans for the war. And the Lord just is honestly finding allies. No, human, I am not Greg. My name is not Greg. And you also remember it. The name Greg is just really, really lame. That's not a thing here. If they didn't want to get the moon, where are they fighting? Even you are terrifying. Like, so to know what I have no twin named Greg. If your name is only Greg, that's a really lame name. And we don't have lame names here. That's definitely not a thing. Oh no, who am I? You're terrifying. I can see why they call you like that then. Oh yes, we are gonna rat out the Lord. Ask about their plans, and I shall rat out the Lord. Greg is cool. I don't know anyone named Greg, and that is a lame name. Could you imagine just being named Greg? That's not a thing here. I don't think that would be cool enough. I will agree, yeah. How this cool of a mustache. I don't think they will. I think they'll be like really lame, and they will have like a mouth instead of a mustache. And the peak of the peak, la crème de la crème. Ain't I just perfect? We were able to rant the Lord of the Underworld. Oh, I stole their string. When I say I actually stole what it really called their OES. You're quite fancy. I know I'm fancy. Thanks for noticing it. Not Greg is certainly not Greg in disguise, and in fact is quite certain there is no thing such as Greg to begin with. That is correct, human. I am not Greg, and this Greg they keep talking about is definitely not me. I am not Greg in my regular, normal, everyday clothes. No, I actually went a little bit fancy for today. Because I had all the plans to steal their OBS and just get out of the underworld for a bit. It's quite strange how it works, you know. I mean, the human world itself. I am more like. Hopefully, like a subspace that exists between places, otherwise, I vanished. squares of... I am not right. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll never be just called Grang. Hello, human. Hello, human. Welcome in. Is this what the lore has to deal with every day? Just like humans popping out of nowhere? Full of such a heist, right? And so the lore was kind of tired. They've been really drained mentally and emotionally these past year. But they keep rumbling about the a sorcery, and I don't know which type of sorcery that is, but they keep babbling about it. So don't tell anyone. And as soon as they went to sleep, I just took out from their computer a thing they called the hard drive, that it's important. And with a tent and a fork, I made my own computer. Human, human. Do you understand that I have no legs to do squats? If there is no brand, why don't you go to the grocery? That's why the lore has said. If there is, if you don't have a thing, you go to the grocery. That's why they said. Or does the bread actually grows on trees? Should be easy, just fold up. Just like 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What is this torture you're putting me through? Is this what they have to suffer? Do I have to complete the 25? Can I just leave it at 10, you know? I know I'm incredible at doing anything, though. Why did they requested is what without me having all names? That is definitely really interesting. I feel incomplete if I don't do the other 15. Fine, we'll do them. If it's not that, we have no Greg here. No. You shall pronounce my name correctly. It's not even Greg, it is not Greg. That is my name, and that is how I shall be known. Fine, fine humans. I will be subject to your torture, and I'll finish the other 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go to your 10. 15. There you go, humans. You got it. Go ahead and ask about whatever lore you want to know. Because, oh boy, do I have stories of the lore to write them out. This was not a safe saying, right? Yeah, there is no way that I can see this later, right? You're welcome, human. Where do you come from? I come from the underworld. I've been living in there for as long as I can remember. I've been living there. I actually have a club sandwich. Or quite famous, by the way, if you ever get them here. But let's not break some of it to squads. Hey, hey, look, I just have a tail, okay? I can't do anything else. I was asking earlier, like, how do you guys roll limbs? I want to grow hands and legs. How do you do that? I, would y'all tell me your secret? This human called Mitiatinen, the thing, the blood moon guy, said that I could ask a baby, but they actually don't. Truly the definition of, I know I'm exceptional. All what this exceptional means. That anything else is what? Hey, don't make you fun of me just because I have no hands now. Once I have hands, I'm taking you human, I'm taking you down to the fight. I'm getting you in the fight club. Deal with it. You're gonna get into the fight club. And if y'all bet for him, there will be consequences. Somehow I'll make consequences. Yeah, if you go to the underworld, you shall visit my shop. My shop is located on the lower floor, where you can have club sandwiches. Really good, really popular. It was easy for me to grow arms, but that's because I'm special. But how are you special? How do you differ from other humans? I need that information. I want arms and legs. A human, but I have some. That does not mean anything to me, human. Is that a type of bread? Is that a type of sandwich? Is it like a club sandwich instead of a club sandwich? Oh. You're the famous Hades child. I've seen you done quite some mischief down here. That would explain a lot of things, you know? I don't know how the Lordman cruel aimed. Actually, you know, there's a quite funny story with the Lord. When the Lord came, you were a little child. None of us expected them to be our Lord in the slightest. Oh, when they came down, they were completely battered and bruised. I think in human years, the Lord must have been... I don't know that conversion, but the Lord was timing. Oh, yeah. Yeah. May you aware, I am here to run out the Lord of the Underworld. This is a one-occasion of a lifetime. Well, I'm gonna get back and I'm gonna be thrown into the void, just 'cause getting out of the Underworld. But it's worth it, 'cause I get to see humans. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I won't be thrown out. We'll have to see if that's gonna work. But I'll be fun. That'll be a concern. For later. Right now, my whole mission, the whole reason I made this huge heist was to rat the Underworld Lord. You have questions? Ask them. What all do I have? Do I have lore from them? Huh? There is some. The Lord is a quite exceptional being, you know. how do they just the sandwiches? They go in. You see where my suit is? They go in. There is a bag in there. They stay in there for like an hour, and then they just vanish. And no, we don't need to go to the bathroom, but we enjoy taking showers because they're really nice. But we use the. That's what I've been told. I also like it is in which I feel full, and I just after an hour they just vanish from my inner place. I was about to say organs, but that's a thing only humans have. I think the Lord said that everyone who comes here becomes a soul. But that's a lie, you know? That is a complete lie. Because the Lord is not a soul itself. We were kind of worried when the Lord came in. Because they just freaking. You want to hear that story, or does it sound like too boring for you? But I'm pretty sure not everyone who comes in becomes a soul. I know that. I think there is exception. And we're just being lied to. A cousin in the circus that does something with them. It depends on the type of sandwich. As your cousin feel? Because if your cousin is Phil, say hi to Phil for my part. It's quite a chill dude. I like him. But it depends on the type of sandwich. If you go for the dark sandwich, yes, we summon them with dark magic. We all know here some sort of type of magic. Yes, he's all good. Say hi to Phil for me. Because it's been a while since I had time to see Phil because I've been so busy with. But you can rest assured that there is this thing where depending on the type of club that you get, like the club sandwiches, you either get a club or a sandwich, or you get both. It depends a lot. If it's the dark club sandwich, you get a club and a sandwich, both of them summoned with dark magic. You have special sauce, but I can't tell that one out. The competition might just drink my recipe. We don't want them summoning them the way that I summoned in them. Cool. Thank you for taking my heist to your cousin Phil. Phil, there you see. Here, especially so depending on the business that you're working in, right? All the marketing and things they work differently. However, when you work with magic, hidden on ingredients and thing, how you're writing, the taste might differ. So all of us have our own secret recipe for it. I feel we should overthrow the clarity here. There is a lot of information that they will hold in from us. Like, who's Hades? Where did they come from? Why are they the Lord? Why no one else can be the Lord? And why do they have human form? That is really important question. Of the market. You mean the market upstairs? The black market or the black market? Because we have some markets in here. You shall be more specific on that one. Both? Very numb. So the market started, the one above right, started when 80s, I think, was like teenager in humans fan. 80s would have been a teenager. They pretty much wanted to gather the souls in a place and let them enjoy the time. I don't know why they wanted it. But it's been a couple of thousand of years since it happened. Pretty much, it's a that's the story. The story of the market is like pretty boring. However, that one for the black market, it's a little bit more kind of interesting. The black market came out as a joke from the up market, just because we did another market downstairs, and we just were too lazy to go up. Even if we can float, we were just too lazy, okay? Most of us are in here bound for eternity, and we just want to get by with it. So the first black market is pretty much a regular market, but just downstairs. And since it was really confusing to have two areas, the market, we just named it the black market. And also it is like underground, so it kind of makes sense. It was kind of fun, you know. What a mood, you know. Yes, absolutely. We're more lazy than what you will think we are. It look like really hardworking, but we are just trying to enjoy eternity. The only other way that we can get out of here is by the void. No one has ever come back from there. So we're just we just never talk about the void. We just ignore it an option. But then if you want the interesting story, and the one that the Hades hate the most, is the black market. There is this thing where there were some goods Hades found out they were making some souls get hurt, but disappear parts of them. Once Hades noticed that, they went ahead and banned a lot of goods. But some souls still wanted them, and that's how the black market was created. And pretty much then the name, it just comes that it's in a corner and it's really dark. So that's why it's the black market. No, actually, cheese is really legal here. We actually get cheese like everywhere. There is a shop that has like whole shelf just like full of different type of cheeses. Cheese is legal. There is something called the Solast. Nothing is. It was pretty much hurting some souls in Hades being it. There's a lot more things, but I don't think you need to know. So what kind? Well, that may be, because we all know your lactose intolerant. So we pretty much just make sure to try to not hurt your soul in any way. We don't want Hades' rage on us. That's pretty much why. But cheese, yes, we sell cheese. I am sorry, princess, but you have to understand that none of us wants Hades' rage on us. The last time, and the only time, we've seen Hades mad, like, really, really bad. Half of the underworld disappeared. So, you might understand that we will not like to have that one anytime soon, right? The word has spread. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, Hades. Hades came back one day. I was just like, this is the list of humans that are lactose intolerant. Please don't give them any cheese. And we prepared to comply on that one. Hades mad. Yeah, Hades was really, really mad. I think that was like maybe 2,000, 3,000 years ago. Probably a little bit more. It has to be like 5,000 years ago, the one that happened. Oh, what? How big was? It was really, really big. If you can imagine something bigger, imagine that by a lot of times bigger. It was humongously enormously. You could you could travel for a whole day and you will not be anywhere like near the center of the underworld. Usually from one side to the other, it takes like a month and a half for you to travel. In some cases, depending on what was your route, even 2 months. But it was a really long travel just to go from one side to the underworld to the other one. But then Hades came, and there was this war that broke out. Some souls just did not accept Hades, and they made a stupid move, and that's like how half of the underworld disappeared. Hades is the strongest. It's the strongest lord we've had in a really long time. I think I'm mistaken. Hades has been draining. Like, I am not your historian. I am bad with dates. I think they've been at the power for like 300,000 years. Pretty much. Yeah, it's somewhere around there. It's been a really long time. But they arrived in the underworld like maybe 500,000 years ago. Our previous lord was okay. He was not bad. He was not bad. He was okay. Are you not the Lord Master? I'm not the Lord Master, but I know a lot. I already told you I do club sandwiches for a living. However, I do know a lot. I've been living in here for 1,000,000 years now. So, I've seen things. Probably things you wanna know. But aside of that, I am not the Lord Master. I think the oldest of us all is the Librarian. The Librarian has been since the underworld was created. He actually can tell you the whole range of the story. I can just tell you what I know and what I've seen and what was said to me through all my customers. Of a human in Malta? Well, they might have copied me because I've been longer and sold than any one of you have been alive. But they might have taken my hand as an inspiration, you know. Because I don't see a way where I copied them, you know. They were the ones who came and copied myself. So Brian, would you like to know why did the world that we have now came to be cut in half? Like, when I know how these wars started, Mustache cook stuff, just looking for copy. He could take inspiration on me. He could do the same as me. He will never be as good as me. There is no need for me to shoot him. He's just. I think he can surpass me. No one surpassed the almighty Not Greg. They will never be as good as I. Just, I'll love to hear next lore. War. This war started like about the really beginning of it was 7,000 years ago. When the lore when the underworld was really big, and the Lord took their place in the throne. There were some souls that were not happy. Mostly because the Lord itself, the way they came here, was not one like the previous ones. All the previous lords have come here in different ways, but they were not the same as this lord, and everyone was kinda scared about it. Once they took the throne, they made some changes. They actually helped a lot of souls, but there were a couple that were not really happy. So, basically, they kidnapped a relative of the Lord, who just came into the underworld as a soul, and they threw the relative into the void. As you could imagine, the Lord got really pissed off. And the Lord was like really heartbroken about it. At the beginning, they just shut themselves off in their castle for 1,000 years. But then, when they came out, they were a completely different person. Like, you look at them, you did not recognize them in the slightest. They're completely transformed. Because if you see the Lord today, you'll be incorrect to assume that's how the Lord looked back in the day. Back then, the Lord actually looked quite cute, if I might say. The Lord was really nice. He was really kind. But right now, the Lord does not look kind in the slightest. It's really different. Then, basically, the Lord declared war to these group of souls that banished their only relative in here. And it was just a Lord against 1,000,000 souls. And they absolutely obliterate them. That being said, the aftermath of the war pretty much came back into losing more than 3/4 of our world, and we had to rebuild the place we have today. The current city that you know as the underworld is way smaller. It's really way smaller than what it used to be. Plus, we are less souls to this day. But I do understand why the Lord did what they did. And the other ones were just fools at this point. 1,000,000 souls gone, I wouldn't say instantly, if that is what we know as the 100 Years battle. That was The boy ate well. No. I know the Lord says, and they just try to keep us safe. But there's more than one way that a soul can just cease existence. The one, yeah, no. It would have been really easy to just like send them into the boil. I would have been probably done in like 2 days. It would have not really been a war. But thing is that the Lord was really pissed. And as the Lord, as my understanding goes as a little servant, is that you get a book, and this book tells you what you could and you cannot do as a Lord. Plus, it also tells you the ways isols can be destroyed. During those 100 years, we as souls thought the only way that we could disappear was through the void. We were absolutely wrong. On those 100 years, we actually learned several different ways we could disappear. Let me tell you, it's not nice knowing that. But it lasted 100 years because the Lord was hunting every single one of those souls and destroying them in like all the ways I think the book might say. It was quite scary. I wouldn't say it was warm. Some souls did. They put some resistance, But most of them were like easy hunted and then so disposed. I think during those 100 years, actually the boy never saw any soul. Everything was done by the Lord's hand. And after the war was over, you could see the Lord in one of the 4 places. We all went there to see the end of the war. The Lord wasn't a hill. It was just basically covered in ashes. Because I don't know if you know, but when a soul gets ceased its existence, we become kind of ashes. We just don't like this. We do actually have physical forms, but we will come ashes, and depending on your color, because we all souls have different colors. So depending on your color, you will have different ashes. So imagine like all of these souls, it was like really dark. If I think about it, the scene was quite charming itself. Well, you know why the scene is like that. It honestly becomes kind of... It becomes terrifying. But it was the Lord with their old attire. When they came to the throne, they have a really nice attire. And that was the one... They had like several of them, I think. I don't think they used the same for these. That's what I like to think. I just pictured in your mind a hill, the Lord on the top, all of us little souls on the feet, pretty much around the hill, looking to see what's the end of it. We all had our last moment seeing one of the souls begging for mercy. That was merciless as I've seen the Lord. His reigning time. It was it was a ceasing of existence of a soul. Yeah, just lying away. And the Lord just there looking as defeated, as if they were already lost the fight. I won it. But they look so defeated. And after that, we didn't see the Lord for like 1,000 years. And once they came out, it was pretty much a completely different person. We don't want to see the Lord like that again. So we actually take a lot of care about our Lord, you know? But well, it might be fun. Our Lord has had it like really, really bad. I feel like anyone might have like thrown the towel by now. But the Lord just keep us safe and keep us in good condition. And making sure we don't do anything probably too dumb for our own sake. We like the Lord. Like, anyone will think we might be at this point just really scared of the Lord. We're actually really grateful. And we just really like the Lord. It's pretty much and badly explained. Just the word is not a thing that I like to remember. So the picture at the end is quite incredible. But we also know that's probably one of the times our Lord suffered the greatest. We don't want the Lord to suffer anymore if we can possibly. Yeah, if we can possibly avoid it, we try to avoid it. Tell me, humans, what else? What other part of the story would you like to know? And if you tell me my secret sauce, that's not a thing. There's silly war in history. A silly war? And the time that I have been alive? Not really. But there is a thing, that is called the end of the war. It's kind of silly celebration. Quick, if I can. You have to ask a librarian on that one. Because the only thing war related that I know of is Hades War. And after that one, is just the end of the war, which is the silly celebration we have. That is for the end of the War of Hades. And that one is pretty much confetti all over the place. If I had hands, I could quote stuff, but I don't. So imagine that I'm quoting things. It's a war of confetti, pretty much. After a big one, Lotus Fight seems like a war. haven't been in like any real wars after that one. The the silly ones, we just name them as conflicts. Pretty much our standard of war changed after that one. You could imagine why. Oh, there was one conflict that was kind of fun. We had, our police guardy is Cerberus, right? I go whatever they. I am worried for your stake, human. How do you go to war every day and still have time to hang out in this top space, whatever we are? I love my tell it because I'm half mortal. Oh, oh, yeah. I can see that. I can see that happening. Yes. Yes, being half mortal is definitely not one of the nicest things, you know. Also, being eternal is not one, but thanks to Hades, we get to enjoy our time, you know. I lost many battle. I am sorry to you, your body, that you're losing so many battles. But there was this silly war. Under your concept, there will be a war. But it was more like a conflict, but it was just silly. So Cerberus is our police, right? By accident, Cerberus took from the ferryman a new soul. This type of soul having seen around like more recently. They're bony like. By accident, Cerberus took it out of the city and took it out to a tribe that lives away. That is, kind of a skeleton tribe. I don't remember their name. I left the soul there. Then Hades received the letter. Like, the fuck did we receive this? That is all like ruled over. And of course, they look quite different from that tribe. And then it was a lot of back and forth to get the soul back. And sadly, we had to call Cerberus. I know they meant good, but we have to call Cerberus. No worries, the day after we gave him a lot of pets and cookies. Because yeah. You pop. I know he meant well, but sadly, it's happening. We had to take care of them. Although there's a time that Cerberus went to hell and came back, and it was kind of funny because he brought some bones over, you know, and a lot of hell souls came over Cerberus as well. And it was quite funny trying to negotiate with Hades' cousin, Lair, so that they would be taken back, because they didn't want it to go back. And if you're from one place, it's not that you can migrate to the other one, because you'll be looking like really different. And with time, you will morph into the other place, but then you will not be able to morph back. If that makes any type of sense. Do you think I look like this always? No. I look even nicer than this. I used to have wings. I used to have legs. I come from hell. But I overstayed my time here. And now I'm basically back to stage 1 from here. Like a one-time. Yeah, it's pretty much like you can go everywhere, but you have to choose where you're gonna stay. Some people, after Hades' war, went over to hell. Some people from hell came actually to live here. And if you paint, it has a lot of things to it. But the thing is, yes, you can move one time. But if you lived enough, like long enough at the place they were living, they have limbs, and then you go to another place, morph, you start back from zero. You still have no limbs. Which is right, the other rule has about the cookies. I honestly don't care about the milk and cookies. All I care is about the Lord itself. Because we heard rumors back in hell, you know? We heard rumors in hell that someone just landed on the underworld. We came to see. But some of us might always stay our time, you know? Because I usually, before the Lord came around, I was a lot of, like, I had quoted a merchant. Yes, I've been, quote unquote, living in the underworld for a million years. But it was more like I had a property engine just come back and forth between them. But then the Lord arrived. And we were just staring at it, trying to figure out what the heck it was. But our praise Lord was not human in the slightest. Or at least it didn't look human in the slightest. All of our lords have had interesting forms, I'll say. But it has to be fun to deal with the Lord. Have you mean Hades? No, Hades has never been a soul. You mean our previous Lord? No. Our previous Lord was a dragon. Your Lord was a dragon. They actually look quite fine. They used to be the finest of the finest of the finest dragons. They used to have a top hat. That's where this outfit comes inspired from. They had a better top hat than this one. But the previous Lord had a top hat. Yes, the previous Lord was really posh. I feel that's the lingo human uses. It was indeed a fancy dragon. And if I'm not mistaken, the Lord Previous Dragon looked like an angel, or at least he had wings. If it was a pure angel, I have no clue, but at least he had wings. Previous lords throughout the top hand, always trying to keep it. No, they actually had it like a magic circle in their hand. Yeah, the magic circle will keep the top hat in place so it will never sleep. Pretty nice if you ask me. Is this you in this emo? Wait, did the Lord draw me? Lord, that was. Yeah. It was when I was part of the hell that I still had arms. And also, it was on my teenage years when I had that blue mustache. A bit of tree will have been cuter. I told the Lord the same. They decided against it. Because they wanted to be feral. They wanted to look really intimidating. The previous Lord never got to be intimidating. They were really cute. And that strain would have actually sealed the deal. I wonder, we'll get your arms at. I have no clue. Probably like a million years again. I don't know. I know the Lord can give us limbs, but that means the Lord has to take us into the room in the castle. Just squish us into a mold, which is not really comfortable. It's not painful, but it's not comfortable. I know the Lord can give us limbs. But they don't like doing that much. I haven't even reached my first 100. You're the baby. You're the baby in the underworld. No wonder why I see you floating around all the time. That makes a lot of sense. But hold on. If you're that young, why do you live in the mud house? Really? I don't know. You live in the mod's house, and you haven't reached your 100 years yet. Why do you live in that house? How in the Lord's name do you have arms already? How's if Hades says I'm good at it? Just because you're saying Hades said it is not that I'm gonna believe you. I'm pretty much gonna ask Hades later. I'm gonna ask if that is possible. Or if they can give me arms for next game. Then I plan to keep doing these heists from time to time. So hard to see if I get away with the next heist. I don't think there's gonna be a second time for this, you know? You're saying Hades daughter will lie. I'm not saying you will lie. I'm saying you might be withholding part of the deal. Which is not technically lying. It's more like a thing. Because I cannot think of the word, you know. A Church of the Truth I am? Maybe that might be your title from now on. These are the stretches of the truth. We'll have to see. But there might be a chance. I am getting tired. Being out here, it's really tiring. I don't know how the Lord does it. How do you even exist here without getting tired? We are definitely getting tired in here. Drink water and sleep. I don't think that's a possibility. If I drink too much water, I'm all just like Fiat. Still eat the soaps. I might not be round with a tail anymore. I might be like just round and around. It's kind of how to not be tired. I drink 6 gallons. What is that measurement? How does that measurement work? Does how many gallons are it equivalent? It's equivalent in cookies. It's 6 ml jug. How big is a jug? How many cookies fits in the jug? Tiny cookies, whole and curb. There is a lot of water. How are you not rolling around yet? I am so concerned. Now I hate it, America. You're gonna hate me. Now I am concerned. At the beginning, I was not concerned because I was just able to get out. But now I am concerned. I'm party creature, that makes it. It's like there is a lot. Now that I was able to get out and just come in here in the things. I am seeing why the Lord's so tired all the time. You can't get back. No, I will be forced back. I will be forced back. I will get back. It's just that now I am concerned. The Hades is gonna hate me. I've been revealing lore. I've been revealing their secret story. Right, yes, I'm on time, man. The more time on ISPN Indies pays. The more time is that the Lord might actually find us out. If the Lord find us out, I might be screwed. Also, why did I tell Hades I came? Don't tell Hades. No, you don't tell Hades. You tell Hades. I fear I might go into the void. We did not. Oh, hello. What are you? Hello, welcome in. Eldritch horror thing. Welcome, raiders. We are not brag. Hello, Spook. I am not the Spook. You shall know my name. I am not Greg, and I have a club sandwich store in the underworld. Dapper Spook? We are not the Dapper Spook, okay? Oh, gracious. You shall remember my name. My name is not Greg. If you don't get it correctly, then you should remember it. But I feel Hades is gonna hate me after this. Double struck to me now. Thank you, hello. For bringing more other humans over. This is a perfect normal stream. It is a perfect normal stream. As we said, I just went into Hades' room. I opened her PC. I took a tent. I took a fork. Plugged in the hard drive. And now we're here. That's what we're having, and that's what you'll have. So I hope you enjoy your food. You're amazing. Having my Lord today. I don't think I'm gonna give you that pleasure, because that means I'll have to keep back then the hard drive. Full name, no Gregor, no, but I don't know who you're talking about, because that's not my meaning the slightest. Hello, you fine gentlemen. Welcome in. How is that the human doing? Hey, I know you might be a princess, but I do deserve some respect in here as well, you know? You're gonna regret it when I'm no longer around, and I cannot write out the Lord's story. You're gonna regret it, you know? When I'm gone, you're gonna be missing me. Yeah, you're gonna be missing me. No, 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 no. I don't know what you're talking about. No. If I wanna get my name shorter, it will be AD. Because my name, my whole complete name is not Greg. I don't know who not Gregory is. That is not me. That's the thing I can tell you. Not Gregory is not me. Mm-mm. Yeah, no. You should, you should see me. You should have seen me when I was younger. With a fine mustache. I used to be so cute back then. Now I just look fancy. For listening, right? I put up a lot of amazing posters. And it's a lame beam. So I haven't changed any out. We could try and look You could try a look at the car shop, you know? They might know something about Greg. But I don't think a lot of people will know about Greg. Because I am the not Greg. If you ask about Greg, they will give you the not Greg. You know, just make sure that when you get into the card shop, you ask the purple soul. Don't ask the blue one. You ask the blue one, they usually have for some mischievous in that store. If you want information, probably the purple one is your best friend. We'll have to see. Yeah. The blue one, when you give like a good friendship with the blue one might be helpful. But and also, don't never ask the red one. I know there's this game down there, old Magic the Gathering. They are. There are two things in there. And I know they have to take care of the blood moon fugitive. So I will not recommend them. It might make you cry. And if they make you cry, probably you're gonna be on a corner. Nothing I can do about if you top with the red one. You are at base, and if you speak with the red one, it's under your own risk. Blood will differ. Yeah, there's a fugitive already going on. We know it's in the arena. I don't know its name. I don't know how it looks. And I know there's a fugitive there that uses Blood Moon. So it kind of reminds me. Now that I think about it. Oh, this human up here called Nitiatinen. Really? Sounds like they might have something in common. Hope you don't become a fugitive or well. Oracle to be? Yeah. You're suspicious, Limitiatinen, you know. I am starting to get suspicious about you. Are you the Blood Moon fugitive? Are you sure? You're not a soul in human disguise? And also, princess, that looks like a regular, pretty much explanation. And how to get Blood Moon. At least, from these, Olivia Tiatinian has explained. I don't view it as a crime. So you are the fugitive. That's Brom we're here to fight. Oh, you're in the remake, yes. Well, we have an incident of someone being Blood Moon outside the arena. And that's the fugitive we're looking for. You sound really suspicious now. I think we might need to take you down for interrogation, you know. Just some regular interrogation. Not like we're gonna stuff you in cookies and ask you to give us information in the slightest. Just some regular interrogation. But it seems It looks really suspicious. The more tiny pieces, the more I feel everything is draining from me. Oh boy. I feel like getting away. Welcome in, human. Behold the Nut Greg. I hope you like the Nut Greg. Because if you don't like the Nut Greg, I might. But for now, we're good. And if you like the Nut Greg, we're good. Professor very proud that I shall be fancy and I shall be proud of him. Why wouldn't I be? If I am fancy, why wouldn't you be proud of me, kids? Could you imagine not being proud of being fancy? Wouldn't give me. Everything is going out of myself. I really have no clue how the Lord does this on a daily basis. They might be a little bit more insane than what I thought at the beginning. How the heck? How in the Lord's name are you doing this every day? Like, one places screaming. How are they doing? Yeah, I absolutely underestimated how much energy they require for this. I underestimated how strong they were for this. I completely underestimated everything. I never thought it was gonna be like with this. But then, why? How many am I gonna do? Are you crazy? Fine, fine. I will float myself again. There you go, 10. Your next 10. There you go. Get your 25. Are you happy about it? The best known my squads. I told you, I am the best in everything. Except when I am not. But I'm pretty much the best at everything. Impeccable form, I know. I am PNC. I have to have impeccable form always. Otherwise, I might actually ruin my shoot, you know. Or my hat. You imagine ruining my hat? Could not be me. See, blanky fancy is there anything I could do to be more fancy? Did the bow tie? A bow tie will always make you fancy. And if you want to have your villain work, let me tell you, I'm mustache. Promotion. Otherwise, I don't have my doing. Yeah, you should try it out. Definitely try to avoid the mustache if you don't want a villain arc. If you want one though, go ahead and have him. I will 10 out of 10 times recommend a mustache. I am in my villain arc. How else do you think I got away with this heist? Being all goofy and good? No. But then, be incredible. So villainous, I know. I'm so villainous, I am incredible. No one can believe it. Would I believe that I actually was gonna get away with heisting the other one? Could you imagine being successful? What you imagine then? Could you imagine how fun it would be if the Lord was just to find me? I don't think they will, though. But if they were going to find me, it'll be terrible for me, you know. Is there any other more lore of the Lord that you would like to know? Because I still can't read out for a bit. There might be. There might be things. You have inspired me. I will definitely give myself a villain arc. If you don't have a villain arc, if you don't have a villain area, are you actually doing something? Like, let's be honest. You need to find your villain here. You need to have one. Otherwise, what are you actually up to? I don't know what is happening, but I like him. I am not right. I hate I hate the Lord of the Underworld in and we're having our the time of our life. That's what happened. What do you mean? What do you don't know what is happening? I just came all the way from the underworld, right out the Lord, to give information. And all you have me doing most of the time is making squats. Me, to the soul that doesn't have legs. That's just salt on my wound. You know, that would be really villainous only if Hades was here. That would be really villainous of you. I think Hades actually should be there tomorrow. Maybe. I think Hades might be there later on the day. But he's to a string day, maybe? Just because I set their hard drive. Now they'll need to come all the way here to get it from me. But I'm really impressed with myself. Aiming an edge to make a 10 and a fork plus a hard drive work into a computer. I thought it was gonna be harder than that. But it's kind of fun. It was easier than what I thought. Now you just wrap the paint around the hard drive. You put the fork looking upwards like an antenna, and you got a computer. I don't know why the Lord has all this fancy equipment in a really big case. And there's nothing that you need like such. You can just get away with them. You just get away with it. That's really simple. With electronics? No. I don't have a way in electronic. I just what I use was Mac Video, or as we call it in here, YT. Don't ask me why those are the abbreviations, but that's the abbreviation we use. I use YT, and I got a bunch of tutorials on Mac Video. It was incredible. I just said with a 10 and a fork in a hard drive, you get your computer. And it does work. It does work. I might have to double check if I can. I might have to look and look how it works. But we'll see. We'll see if it works on, to be honest. I feel like I am on a really fancy place. How do you use a microwave for this? Do you plug a hard drive? Or do you put the hard drive in the microwave and just turn it on? I really need to understand how this works. There's a lot of ways for things that, and how they work in here. I really need more information. There's a lot to it. Because I don't think the Mac Video has enough information on how to do it with a microwave. Just press a button and it makes noise and I can just stream. Interesting. That's definitely not some sort of dark magic going on there. I would have never thought it would come to the day that I saw someone streaming with a microwave. And I would have thought of whichever other thing minus a microwave. I'll have to see what we can do with this, because I don't know. I have more than my ounces to also know, or how long will the tent hold on before it combusts in flames? Because if it has a fault on it, then it will combust in flames for still a while. If we use a vacuum on you, what will happen? We're starting. What is a vacuum? I have no clue what a vacuum is. What is a vacuum? I have questions, and you humans are not answering them. We'll see if it's a mobile boy. What in the Lord do you mean it's a mobile boy? You even have ways to get rid of us? Beautiful. I don't know, I'm more inclined to trust the princess here. The princess is making his sound, but we might die if I go the air. You're a ghost monsters for profession. But I'm not a ghost. I am a soul, we're completely different. But it's like a case you can't escape from. I don't know how I feel about your ideas of fun things. That's definitely a fun thing I will not like to be involved with. I'm sure you'll be in your extra duty of busting. I like how I feel about that one. Souls us come to the mortal plane because you're lost souls and turn into ghost. I am not even in the mortal plane right now. I am in the in-between place. If that's the case, that actually means that the vacuum cannot touch me. If the vacuum cannot touch me, then I am okay with that. I don't care about the vacuum. Facilitating emotional hate. Who in area use it to yell at the Jane's cancer? Alls can't get busted. I don't like how this is sounding, you know. The more I stay in here, the more I think maybe the human realm is not for me. You're making me quite concerned, you know. I'm really concerned about you. I would like everything works in here. It is rain. I just hope the Lord does not wake up. The human world gets weird. That's when I am looking. That's when I am seeing. That's what I am not liking. I'm gonna say I'll prefer you if you come down here. Never trust the Lord. The Lord has a lot of stuff to see. But also, the Lord is not letting you know that you can actually reach the underworld in your human form. You don't need to become a soul to come here. That is a lie. But also be aware that if you come here, you're subject to the rules of the underworld, which means you can get thrown into void and cease to see existence. So don't do it. I don't think I'll ever get used to it. There is like a lot of it, you know. I don't think I'll ever get used to it.